Hi, welcome back to TV Nightmares. You've Been Fooled, a celebration of the television trick. Now, April Fool's gags should be harmless fun. But 2 years ago, the lovable Anton Deck took the joke one step too far.
It's time for the SMTV Postman!
This song is a tradition on SMTV, but in the middle, Deck took what turned out to be a not-so-funny turn.
What's he doing?
Is he all right? What's he doing? Is he all right?
What's he doing?
Deck, are you all right? Deck, are you all right? Deck.
Someone get the nurse. Someone get the nurse, Chloe.
But as Deck explained, after a forced break, there was no need for that nurse.
Something happened here in the studio. I just keeled over, collapsed. I wasn't feeling too well, but thanks for all of your calls of concern. There's no need to be alarmed. Thanks for your concern, and I'd just like to say, Happy April Fool's Day.
And it's not just national TV that plays the Fool on April the 1st. As you're about to see, the regional newsrooms seem to spend all year preparing pranks like these.
The time, 10 o'clock this morning. The place, Fortin Services on the M6, the April Fool, charging motorists to go on the motorway. Can I ask how far north you're going, sir?
I'm going to Kendal.
You're going to Kendal, right. Right, now basically that'll be £4.50. What will happen is that we'll give you a full receipt for it. If you're not happy with the motorway conditions up as far as Kendal, you can get a full refund from the Department of Transport. I'll give you a full voucher and stuff. Can you tell me what the date is today, sir?
Yes, it's the 1st of April. Oh,
Here's a shaggy hat story.
The Welsh Guards are world famous for their impeccable presentation, but keeping up appearances is a full-time job.
Not too much off the top, please.
Because it grows between about an inch and a half and 2 inches a year, it does start to get a little bit out of control if you don't.
This Scottish farmer has found a way of breeding tartan sheep. I don't know what's more remarkable, the wool or his moustache.
We're at a very early stage at the moment, and as you've seen with the sheep today, we haven't got anything absolutely specific yet. But with the techniques that we're using so far, we hope that in a couple of years we may be able to have a Pacific tartan that we can market.
And back to the motorway toll booth, and my favourite April Fool gag this evening, the woman in the passenger seat's eyebrows.
The motorway toll, it's like in France and Spain where you have to pay to get on the motorway. Yeah. Do you know what the date is today, sir?
I do that, the 1st of April.
1st of April, caught you on Granada TV, so you were right in the first place. You're going to shoot me? Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
So, as we saw, technological, biological and totally illogical discoveries and inventions always seem to be announced on April the 1st. So here's a few more that blinded us all with science. Now, this is a magical stream that's said to regrow hair for people who drink from it.
And according to the villagers, this water has one other quite amazing property. This is what Hubert looked like. He was very embarrassed by his rapidly diminishing hairline.
I'd heard about the health of water, so I drank some. You know, within about a couple of days, I was finding I was having to shave twice a day. It was getting ridiculous, you know, so I gave up shaving, and this is the result.
Well, I've been here for nearly a day now trying to get to the root of the problem. Maybe I've been splitting hairs, but I've come to the firm conclusion that it's a 7-day wonder. In fact, a classic case of hair today and gone tomorrow.
Next, a self-heating tie. What will they think of next? Thermal underwear? Oh, they have.
It's a thermal nectar, a remarkable breakthrough in cutting heating bills by keeping office workers warm. Yet it's so simple. It costs just £1, and worn throughout Britain's offices, scientists say it could save up to £5 million on heating bills.
When I go home at night, I find I have to turn the central heating down, so I wear it at home, and it saved a lot of money.
And finally, more dodgy facial hair when Johnny Vaughan meets an old lady with sideburns.
Isabella.
Hello,
Oh,
Johnny.
you're beauty. You're beauty.
Have you had more people taking the mickey more recently?
Yeah.
What sort of things do they shout at you?
Whoa. Nice mutton chops you got there.
Or they might shout, don't you look a bit like Noddy Holder did in the 70s? Now, if this rings a bell with you, you either remember the show That's Life, or you need to seek serious medical help. But come April Fool's Day, That's Life would put aside its parsnips like privates and get on with pulling the wool well and truly over the viewer's eyes.
Well, That's Life really consisted of ideas sent in by the viewers, whether they be funny or very serious in some cases. But the only exception to that rule were the April Fool jokes.
Which brings us to this week's talented pet, which is not, I'm afraid, a horse, but it is a very fast dog. It's an old English sheepdog called Tramp, who has actually learnt to drive a car.
Up to that moment, everybody had believed every word we'd said, including us. I mean, we tried to be as logical and truthful and as full of integrity and honesty. And that was the wickedest thing we'd done so far, so maybe Driving Dog was my favourite.
That's all right.
Now, the point about the Driving Dog was that at the end of the film, a policeman stopped the car and was horrified to see the dog was driving.
Is it a left-hand drive?
No.
You're telling me so that the dog is driving?
And asked for the owner, who's a lovely man, he was a friend of the film director, to show him his driving licence, whereupon the owner said to the dog, put your foot up on the accelerator and scarper, and the dog did.
Don't you consider that rather dangerous?
No, he doesn't drive on the main roads. He's perfectly safe.
Well, sir, I consider it dangerous, and I think I better have your driving licence, please.
The second April Fool we did was Lerpaloof. Now, this was actually not our idea at all. It was one of the very senior members of the London Zoo team came up with this thought. And we constructed this little hairy Tibetan creature who was actually on the day played by Kenny Baker, who played R2-D2, so it was quite a distinguished performance. And the point about the Lerpaloof, as I recall, is that it copied all the visitors to the zoo, so when they waved, it waved, and so on. And the point about the Lerpaloof, as I recall, was that it had purple droppings which were made by BBC Special Effects Department. We never discovered out of what. And again, the slightly tragic aspect to that one was that charabangs arrived at the zoo the next day with parties of people, children, old age pensioners, who knows what, all desperate to see the Lerpaloof. And of course, next day, there it was not. People still talk to me about them. People still talk to me about all of them. So they clearly had their effect.
Well, that's it for tonight. And remember, he who laughs last usually doesn't get the joke. I'm Steve Penk. Good night, everyone.